I wish someone had told me this before I reacted, before I sent that message, before I involved that person, before I agreed to something I didn't fully understand. Today, I want to talk to you about the things many women wish they had known before they reacted. Reacting doesn't mean that you have failed. Reaction is not a moral issue, it's a biological one. And safety seeking behavior can look very different from clarity driven behavior. There is a sentence I hear from women again and again. Usually not immediately, usually much later, after things have settled enough for reflection to begin. It sounds like this: I wish someone had told me this before I reacted, before I sent that message, before I involved that person, before I agreed to something I didn't fully understand, before I said a yes out of fear, before I said no out of anger. And when women say this, they are not talking about being reckless. They are not talking about being dramatic. They are talking about reacting while they were emotionally exposed. Right after separation, your nervous system is raw. Your identity feels shaken. Your sense of safety is unsettled. And yet, this is often when reactions happen the fastest. Not because you want chaos, not because you lack intelligence, but because your system is trying to protect you with the tools it has in that moment. Today, I want to talk to you about the things many women wish they had known before they reacted. Not as criticism, not as hindsight shame, but as protection for the version of you that may still be inside this phase. Let's begin by saying something very clearly to you. Reacting doesn't mean that you have failed. It means your system was overwhelmed. Reaction is not a moral issue, it's a biological one. Reaction is the body's language. It happens faster than thought, faster than logic, faster than strategy. When something feels threatening emotionally, socially, financially, your nervous system moves fast, tightens, it accelerates, pushes you towards action. So when women later say, I don't know why I did that, the answer is often very simple. They were trying to feel safe, not wise, not strategic, just safe. And safety seeking behavior can look very different from clarity driven behavior. Understanding this matters because it replaces self blame with accuracy. Reactions are convincing. They come with stories that sound urgent, logical, and reasonable. Stories like, if I don't say something now, I'll lose control. If I don't act fast, I'll regret it. If I don't respond, they'll think I'm weak. If I don't agree, things will get worse. These thoughts don't come from truth, they come from threat perception. And here's the most part women aren't prepared for. Once you react, the consequences don't care why you reacted. They still land. They still shape outcomes. They still cost emotional, legal, and relational energy. That's why so many women later say, I felt relief for a moment, and then everything became more complicated. That's because relief is not resolution. Relief is your nervous system exhaling briefly. I'll repeat it. Relief is your nervous system exhaling briefly. Resolution protects your future. Relief just quiets the alarm for a moment. When women look back, they often wish they had known a few simple yet powerful things. That not responding immediately doesn't mean you're losing power. That silence is sometimes the most strategic move available. That you don't need all the information today to protect yourself long term. That other people's urgency does not automatically become your responsibility. That calm decisions age better than emotionally correct ones. And most importantly, that just because something feels unbearable now does not mean reacting will make it better. Often, it makes it louder. Here's something many women learn too late. Your body usually knows before your mind catches up. Before reactions, the body often gives signal. A tight chest, a clenched jaw, shallow breath, restlessness, a strong need to do something. These are not instructions, they are information. They are signs that regulation is needed before decision making. When you react from a tight body, you usually decide for relief. You decide from a settled body, you choose sustainability. That difference matters more than most people realize. Most women were never taught to pause without freezing. Pausing was framed as weakness, as avoidance, as indecision. But pausing is not inaction. Pausing is creating space between the stimulus and the response. It's saying I don't have to decide while my nervous system is still ringing. This is where structure matters. Not advice, not opinions, not pressure. Structure that helps you see clearly what actually needs attention now, what can wait, what is emotional, what is practical. And this is exactly why I created Before You File. Not to tell you what to do, not to push legal action, not to rush decisions, but to help you pause with guidance during the most vulnerable phase of separation. So reactions don't turn into regrets. I want to speak directly to the woman who's listening right now and thinking, but I already reacted. Please hear this. You are not ruined. You are not foolish and you're not behind. You did the best you could with the capacity you had at that time. What matters now is not replaying the moment, it's deciding what happens next from a steadier place. You can slow down now, you can create containment now, you can make the next decision differently. That is still power. If I could tell you one thing before you react again, it would be this. You don't need to earn safety by acting fast. You don't need to prove strength by responding immediately. You don't need to decide everything while your emotions are loud. Pausing is not giving up control, it's reclaiming it. If you are right after separation and unsure what to do next, before you file is there whenever you're ready. There's no urgency, there's no pressure, there's just structure for a moment that deserves care. Take what helps here, leave the rest. And remember, you are allowed to move slowly when the stakes are high. I'll see you.